Hello, we are starting the presentation about the main station on Mars. I am Professor Julio Rezende, and this is the mission 87. Uh, Today is November 8th of 2021. Also, we have friends from India, Pakistan, Brazil, and Canada in this mission. We are very happy about achieve this moment. Okay, we're talking about this presentation about the main station on Mars. In this case, in the missions of Habitat Marte, we are talking about a station on Mars presenting 7 facilities, and one of these facilities is the main station. Okay, also we have the a concept of a possible analog station, not analog station, but a possible station on Mars. And in this case, during this presentation, I'll be talking about the main station. Main station is supposed to be the first infrastructure on Mars. In this case, a settlement on Mars. We are imagining like if you receive a series of rockets transporting the components of infrastructure on Mars, the first one is supposed to be the main station. And after this, also the astronauts living inside the main station and also having the support to build all the facilities, creating in the challenge to create a self-sustainable habitat, okay, a self-sustaining habitat. In this case, in this presentation, I'll be talking about main 5 dimensions. The first dimension is about the internal design. Also, I will be talking about the technologies applied to the main station, the also management, protocols, and spin-offs. Okay. In this first part of the presentation related to internal design, we something new that I'd like to present is consider not only one model, but 3 models integrated. This is also one possibility that you also consider in your presentation. This also was received a contribution from a Brazilian architecture student called Mariana Guerra. And Mariana Guerra considered as a woman, a girl from Brazil, and she presented this idea. In turn, the main station present 3, not a circular shape, but a hexagonal shape, because the hexagon, like a honeycomb, would be more easily integrated this in the sizes of the hexagon. Okay, in this case, she imagined and proposed something like 3 modules called alpha, beta, and gamma. In this case, the alpha is supposed to be for prolonged use. Also, it's a silent sector if for resting. The beta is for social use and leisure. And the third model, gamma, is for the extended use, also scientific sector and also work. In the alpha model, we have the bedrooms and study room. In the beta model is presenting kitchen, dining room, and living room. And the third model, the gamma model, is presenting the mission control center, the training and research room. In the alpha model, we have the bunks, in this case, 13 bunks for the astronauts. We are imagining normally the astronauts sleep, all astronauts sleep inside the main station. In our mission proposed to this crew, we are under a threat of a virus, and the astronauts are isolated in different 7 infrastructures because we are under threat of a virus. Also examine our alarm system just to identify if it's a possible virus or bacteria, or just a bad functioning of our alarm system. Okay, but normally the astronauts sleep here in the alpha model, okay, in these 13 bunks, in this case, accommodating the 26 astronauts here, okay. Also in this area, presents 26 luggage storage for individual use, also two bathrooms, and also one study area. We are considering that the main station is supposed to be interesting. We have some vegetation inside the main station. And some reasons for plans aboard is to evaluate the air quality, brings nature to space habitats. Also, this contributes for psychological well-being, less stress, more health, and well-being. Also, the possibility of vegetable productions bring practicity, also an easiness to prepare a fresh meal. Okay, in the concept of pick and eat, and the plans aboard of the main station, we is interesting to help during the meditations. Also, in the main station, we present a kitchen, important to prepare the meals for all astronauts. Okay, this case a possible concept of a dormitory. Also, when we imagine about a reading and study room, we the possibility to have the physical books and also the virtual books. It's important we have a great capacities of storage, music, movies, that will be useful for entertainment of the crew. In the second model, the beta model, we are imagining that a kitchen, a dining room, tables for 10 astronauts. Also, the second floor is presenting the living room, and the third floor, the gym. It's a concept of a living room proposed by Michael Lowry in the in Kitely. It's a virtual platform where the is created avatars like here, and I was invited to visit this virtual world. Uh, it's something like Second Life, and Michael Lowry presented to me a conception about a possible living room, also presenting a swimming pool and some music instruments, and also it looks like a circular shape. Uh, this would be a good place to have some entertainment with the crew. Okay. In the main station, also in the beta model, we present the kitchen. The kitchen would be important. We have some vegetables to easily to pick and eat. This other photo is a robot called from the Molly Robotics. It's a robot just available to buy. Uh, this kind of robot would be useful for space exploration because would support the cooker in the main station. In this case, it's using some cameras that reads the labels of the products. Uh, Reading the labels would be easy to understand the features of each specific bottle or spices or other ingredients. Also, this robot will be also easily understand the comments presenting in a video. Okay, this would be very interesting in terms to help the cooker or chef of the kitchen. Also, a concept of a dining room. Also, a concept of gym, because during the space missions, the astronauts can can suffer a lot of healthy issues, a lot of health difficulties related of bone losses, also muscle losses. It's important for astronauts. They train like at least 2 hours by day. Okay, and the gene is very important to them. Now talking about the gamma model. In gamma model is more for research room, training room, and mission control. These are some concepts about the evolution of the like the panel, the dashboard for the control a ship during the Apollo program during the 60s, also the shuttle during the 80s and 90s. Now present in the middle here some small screens, and more recently during the Dragon missions from SpaceX, presenting big computer screens, also uh, with resources of multitasking. This would be a kind of concept that is expected to be operated on Mars. Okay, like into proposed design. In this case, is interesting. I imagine a dashboard to control the entire station. This dashboard to control the entire station is we can imagine that the software would present information about the greenhouse, the power station, the main station, the health, and also sanitation. Here we have more detailed guidelines. In the main station, the commander of the station for the control is very important. Have information from the greenhouse, like the air, the levels of oxygen and carbon, also the water demands of and consumption, how is the weather, the inner climate, the microclimate in the greenhouse, also the demands for energy applied to irrigation and lighting, also soil conditions like temperature, humidity, nutrients, and biomass, also the aquaponic operation, the sensors, in irradiation, development of the plants, if the plants are growing health or not, food production, demands for nutrients, possible threats. In the main station, we will be contacting the health center to know more about the health of astronauts related to temperature, mental condition, heart rate, calorie consumption, also how is the blood, urine, and feces condition. Also following the periodic examination reports and alerts. In the main station, need to know about levels of water, food, the temperature, humidity, and other elements to control. From the exterior, need to know about the weather, also the lightning, the possibilities of wind and dust storm. Also, how if it's happening in a extravehicular activity, how is presented the levels of oxygen and energy from the space suits of astronauts. Related to power station, we need to know how much energy is generated and the sources, if it's from kilopower power plant or solar or biodigester and other facilities, other possibilities. How is the consumption from each specific facilities, the demands for energy. Also, if you imagine the extravehicular activities, you can consider that it's necessary energy to load the batteries of the electric vehicles, okay? And need to calculate how much energy is necessary to imagine the operation of the vehicles. And our last topic, controlled from the main station, is the aspect related to sanitation, because the sanitation is like the heart of the station, because in the sanitation center is controlled the water produced, the water recycled, the reclaimed water to be consumed in the station, also the oxygen, and if some operation in sanitation center fails, it's necessary all the redundant systems, because if some systems of air and water or sewage fails, the entire station would collapse, because you can the station can't live without oxygen and without water. Okay, and in this case, the main station in the command of the mission is very important. Have a lot of information if the systems of sanitation center are operating well. Okay. More about the main station in the ground module, a research room. Okay, and now going to the second part of this presentation related to applied technologies. We can see applied to kitchen, the oven, fridge, and for entertainment area, they would be interesting have the virtual reality headsets, the spy hydro message, disco lighting, in control center, communication technologies and antennas. About possible resources to generate in situ on Mars or transported from Earth. We imagine that almost everything would be transported from Earth. Some utensils would 3D printed on main station. Because we imagine that each facility presents a 3D printer, sometimes more than one 3D printer, possibly using the the metal powder or plastic filament. Okay, but part of the food would be produced on Mars in the greenhouse. Now I'll be talking about the third part of this presentation is related to management. In this case, thinking about the organizational structure and positions, we are imagining the commander, executive chief, a chef, and a general assistant. The commander as someone with multidisciplinary background, also presenting management, industrial engineering bachelor, also with a high capacity of leadership and intercultural competence and high personal resilience. And some duties is control the extravehicular activities and rovers integrated with engineering center, also propose routines and operational protocols, also provide guidance to avoid risks, conduct educational activities and to train astronauts, preparation for EVAs, also coordinate daily communication routines with NASA, ESA, and ISRO and other space agencies. Also communication with other facilities, with the crew in general, and sometimes communication with specific astronauts aboard of the station. The executive chiefs are someone with engineer or information technology specialist and psychologist. Is a person that we imagine that he or she would be supporting the maintenance of the softwares and systems. Some duties are monitor all operations, keep all facilities running, monitor routine maintenance, organize specific operations, coordinate trainings, organize specific operations responsible people, stimulate self-sustainability, like if you want observing self-organization, self-maintenance, self-fix, and alerting others. The third position is the chef. It's supposed to be a cooker, a cuisine chef, a nutritionist, or gastronomer. Here we have a photo from the Matrix movie. In this photo is showing the character Neo from Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves here or Neo in this photo, all days they eat oat milk, and Neo is very upset because all days is a boring food, a boring meal, and he's complaining about. Okay, and one of the duties is from the chef. He's presenting a very interesting meal for the astronauts, also a creative preparation way to each day be something different, avoid the fatigue of the astronauts, the food fatigue. In this case here we have more two photos. One first photo is from showing the astronauts meal pre-prepared on Earth and transported for space. You can see like small plastic bags with food inside. In this case, in space, also International Space Station, they infused water, heat water inside these plastic bags, and this hot water recovers the properties of the of freeze-dried food. Okay, but we imagine that for Mars, they will be using the food produced on Earth and transported for space, but combining with food produced in the space station. In this case, the last photo is a photo from some showing some food produced on Mars Space Analog Station up at Marte. Okay, in this case, you have lettuce, pepper, and also basil. Okay, and some duties of the chef is define menu, the meals, the food logistics, before food preparation, waste disposal, clean organization, assess team's nutritional requirements, plan the availability of food, define the feed shift, and also the last position. The astronaut is supposed to be an engineer, an information technology technician, a psychologist, an artist. And some duties are emphasize the team's well-being, create interesting content to entertain the team, food management, support the chef, also coordinate the organization of the dormitory, coordinate the gym, also manage laboratory tools, also apply some psychological surveys with astronauts. Some possible topics of training are new skills based on situations identified on Mars, systems operation, new technologies, position and tests of each astronauts, and simulation. Also, one other important topic is about the protocols. Okay, the astronauts need to simulate and train a lot the protocols. These are some videos available on YouTube, also some possible videos to train the astronauts, make things work, how to manage your mental health, also about Baroque music and other kind of music, also occupational safety and health and building resilience. Now about the resource necessary for 1 week, the time of our mission. We imagine the 1 kilo, one solid food for one astronaut, also water for drink 4 liters, also water to be infused in the freeze-dried food, more 2.5 liters, and water for bath by astronaut 2 liters by day. Okay. In this case, you need to multiply for the quantity of astronauts and also the quantity of, in this case, of main station for astronauts and more the days of the mission. Some guidelines we provided to other facilities are the daily routines and schedule activities, health condition, also health, environment, and safety guidelines, how to maintain plants, also how to provide harmony, collaboration, make astronauts comfortable about to be in space, stimulate cooperation, innovation, creativity, emphasize the team's well-being, stimulate self-sustainability. Okay. And now the fourth part of my presentation is about protocols. It's interesting to imagine some specific protocols, like protocols to guide the harmony and good relationship, protocols to deal with stress in relationship, protocols to organize the room, protocols for plant maintenance, protocols for food production, infrastructure maintenance protocols. And some protocols of safety and health. We consider the hygiene protocols, wearable data collection protocols, like using the Apple Watch, to collect data from heart rate, calorie consumption, physical activity, also health data collection from saliva, blood, feces, and urine. Protocols to deal with psychological balance and psychological emergencies, also protocols and simulations to deal with accidents. In the main station, some protocol for occupancy. We are imagining some parties, some celebration days like Dia de los Muertos from Mexico, or Carnival from Brazil, Halloween from United States, Christmas, New Year, Diwali from India, and other dates. Important days, and bring these days to celebrate on March 2. Also a spa day, like a day for relaxing of astronauts, also board games, also yoga and workouts, mindfulness protocols, also content suggestions based on terabytes of movies, music, and books. These are some guidelines for vertical garden. In this case, for food micro production, we imagine a protocol for cultivation, for maintenance and management of plants, also procedures through like the harvesting, or okay, protocols for rotation and disposal of the plant, versatile for irrigation, male and female flower pollination, plant cycle, and plant lifespan. Here we have some materials producing some elements. In this the first photo is showing a 3D printer using clay, okay, to produce like something like a ball that will be used on Mars. Also, other 3D printing technology using plastic filament. And here like an example of a 3D printer of clay, using clay. Also, 3D printers using metal powder. About also the protocols for 3D printing, we need to use some materials and protocols with 3D printing. We need to do CAD projects to print these utensils. Also, is very important we consider like a recycling process, like considering how the product in the end of the cycle would be reused or retransformed. In this case, we can imagine like one of the suggestions is the plastic bags for the freeze-dried food present a single plastic that would be crushed and also melted to be used like as a filament. In this case, we are proposing like a protocol for product degradation and recycling. In this case, the discarded items are ground down to particles. Also, ground plastic are further refining to smaller particles in a blender. The small particles are melted and extruded into a plastic filament for 3D printer. Also, as a last moment would happen the additive manufacturing process using the recycled filament. Now I am arriving the last part of my presentation, talking about the spin-offs, some possible situations that are imagined for space exploration, but also would be applied on Earth. In this case, in the main station, we need to consider the importance of the water saving, energy saving, and recycling. In all of these, our technology applied to Mars station would be applied also on Earth. Also about the way of life of astronauts inside of the main station, we are imagining that health, environmental safety guidelines, also mental well-being and health occupancy, also daily routines and guidelines and recycling mindset. All of these that is expected to the astronauts on the main station would be transported, would be applied on Earth, okay? Because the astronauts would be talking about this in lectures, during lives from Mars to Earth. explaining how they live and how the lives of them would be applied to our daily lives on Earth. Also, one of our last slides during this presentation, you can see that the discussion presented here presents great potential of many sustainable development goals, like the health and well-being, the goal 3, also the training of astronauts related with quality education goal. Also, if you imagine in the main station a crew, a team of 4 astronauts, is would be interesting. We have 2 men and 2 women in the main station. Also, as you can see, it's very important the goal 6 in terms of the safe water, and goal 7 the clean energy. Also, a lot of discussions are related uh, to sustainability. The 16 are the good management program, and the 17 goal is related with partnership, because we are imagine in the station on Mars will present different nationalities and the importance of collaboration of different space agencies to have an international crew on board of this station imagined for us on Mars. Okay, this is my Twitter, my Instagram. Also, it's possible follow me in LinkedIn. Okay, and everybody are welcome to contact me to know more about more details about these proposals shared in this presentation. Okay, thanks so much, and I will stop my presentation now. Thanks so much.